That's okay.
Are we going? Yay! All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah Strackhouse, RNCN, and I'm here with Leigh Richardson of the Brain Performance Center, of course. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Good, good. So I have this thing on my head. What are we doing today?
So what we're doing today is something different, and this is called HEG Neurofeedback, and it was originally created by a doctor to use with people that had migraines. And he's had huge success with it. And, you know, if it works with migraines, a lot of times those people with migraines will have some ADHD or some anxiety. And so it's really been used with ADHD and with anxiety to some success.
Sure.
And I use it, of course, in those ways, but I also use it as part of a peak performance program. Because when people when they are really at the top of their game, when they're able to do what they need to do, whether they're on a field or on a stage, they're in a relaxed and concentrated state. And that allows them to perform at their highest level. So with this, that thing that
the thing, as I so scientifically called it,
that's a monitor, and it's been measuring the metabolic rate in your brain. And what the metabolic rate is, it's the rate at which your brain is using energy. You know, the brain only weighs 3 pounds, but it consumes a lot of the oxygen and a lot of the glucose within your body. So what you have to do, you're going to be sitting here and you're going to watch a movie. And
it's going to be a fun one.
And it's the same. It's the same with Loretta or other neurofeedback. You have to meet the thresholds. That monitor has been monitoring the metabolic rate, and I've set a level, and we want you to be able to meet that rate. And when you're in a relaxed and concentrated state, that is when you can perform at your best.
So that's when the movie will play and unpause.
Right, because when you get distracted or you lose your focus, that movie is going to stop. And it's your relaxed, concentrated state that's going to bring that movie back.
So maybe I just take a deep breath and try to refocus whenever it pauses?
You know, it's funny because people will try all kinds of things, you know. And what I suggest they do sometimes is, you know, focus on your breathing. Because if you're thinking about your breathing, that's a focused effort. Some people will try closing their eyes. Some people have tried such silly things. Well, I'm going to hold this hand up because that really seems to help. If it helps you, go for it. You know, but that's part of it is learning how you get yourself into that relaxed, concentrated state.
Absolutely. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to see me watching this movie, right? And we're going to see whenever it pauses is when my brain's kind of not working. And when does this teach me something long term, or how is this? You know, what are the benefits that we're really seeing from this?
Well, when you learn how to get into a relaxed, concentrated state, that's a learning, and you're able to maintain that learning. So, and you can use that in every aspect of your life. You know, in your relationships, when that husband pushes those buttons, or at work.
As they frequently do.
Amen. Or at work, you know, when you get super stressed out, you've got tight deadlines and stuff. So it's a skill that will really benefit you in all areas of your life.
Wonderful. Okay, well, I'm going to hand this to you, and Valerie, you can probably come around here. Again, of course, we have Valerie behind the camera helping us out if you want to say hello. Woo! All right, so I'm going to hand this over to Leigh, and I'm going to get ready to watch my movie, have some fun. And we're watching Mona Lisa Smiles?
We are. Julia Roberts. How could it get much better than that?
It doesn't.
And so while
I'm not focused.
You're not focused, and how we know that is the blue bar that is on the side of the screen. The yellow top of the bar represents her metabolic rate, where she had been. And what she has to do, and of course I have the ability to threshold to make it easier, and I made it a little bit easier for her.
I still can't get to start.
And you know, you just have to kind of focus down and smile a little bit. Smiling won't really do any good. I'm thinking of Mona Lisa smile. So of course I lowered that threshold, so now you've got that movie going. And really what's happening while she's getting that movie going, the sensor is right on the prefrontal cortex, and that's the action center in the brain. You know, that's what you use for decision making, planning, organizing, staying on task. And that's also linked to motivation, and this has the ability to inhibit other areas in the brain that are connected to emotions. So by monitoring the activation of the prefrontal cortex through the training, HEG you can experience tremendous growth and improvement in all the areas of your life, just like those husbands that we talked about. So she seems to be able to keep that level going. So I'm going to challenge that brain a little bit more.
2470 BC, it's a funerary statue of the pharaoh's queen, originally intended to preserve.
And there's a movie now.
An HEG it's while with the other neurofeedback we do, I focus on the brain's electrical activity, and with the HEG, we're really focusing on the metabolic rate. And that's what's used in the field of neuroimaging. So it's funny, people used to think of their metabolism as, well, that's how I burn calories. That's how, I can burn my calories. But it's really more the rate at which your energy is used to perform a function within the body. So what she's got to do is just focus on relaxed and concentrating. And she's just right there. A lot of times during a session I'll coach, you're almost there. Maybe close your eyes, maybe focus on your breath. And it's a matter of, I certainly won't let her sit there for 5 minutes. But usually if you can just pull the power from within and get that relaxed, concentrated state, it'll work. And this is accomplished through the neural coupling. And that's a mechanism that matches the blood flow in the prefrontal cortex to the metabolic demand in the brain. So you've got all of those blood vessels going through the region, and the more the blood gets the oxygen in to meet the demand for energy, the more effectively it works.
I notice anytime I look away from, I'm noticing anytime I kind of look away from the video and start to think about other things, it freezes up again. I start to get that mind starts making a bunch of jumps around. But that's interesting. I feel like this would be so helpful just to kind of see how to find your center again, if that makes sense. Are there any questions that you frequently get? And I can stand up here with you. Are there any questions that you frequently get when it comes to this kind of work?
Well, I think people really, want to understand how to pull the power from within. And a lot of times I'll start out with this for people for anxiety, for people that understand how using their breathing can calm the body down. Yeah. There are other things. There's lens, which we actually did a segment on, which is very effective with anxiety. But this really helps you learn how to put yourself in the moment. It's in that respect, it's similar to mindfulness, because all mindfulness is staying present in the moment, not lost in the past or worried about the future. Yeah. So every aspect of your life, you can add value, because if you can take control, hey, as you said, I get distracted and then it stops.
I was going to say, it's been stopped for quite a while now.
And think about your life.
Yeah.
Think about what happens, whether you're planning that European vacation that you were talking about.
That would be wonderful.
Or whatever you're doing. When you get sidetracked and off track, you lose it.
Absolutely. Are there any questions that you frequently get when it comes to this?
Yes. How do I make it work? Just tell me what to do. Tell me what to do and I'll do it. And that's a hard question to answer, because as I did with you, maybe you want to close your eyes and maybe you want to focus on your breathing. That worked for you. this time. Don't know
next time.
But I don't. I
Yeah.
don't know if that will work for you. I don't know. How much sleep have you had when you come in? Have you had anything to eat today? So everything plays into it. But the main question that I get asked is just, well, tell me what to do to make it work. And that's a question that I don't have a pat answer for. Yeah. It depends.
Well, it's very cool, and it's very cool to be able to visually kind of see the brain at work, if that makes sense. But is there anything else that you want people to know? Of course, we do have the Brain Performance Center tagged up in the top, and feel free to ask any questions underneath, and we can follow along. Is there anything else you want people to know today?
Absolutely. You can take your life to the next level, whether it's emotionally in a relationship or cognitively, just wanting that next job, that next promotion, or just becoming a better you.
Yeah.
It's just, this will provide you a way to take your whole sense of being up a level.
Perfect. I love that. So it's not just kind of working on some issues that you might be struggling with or anything like that. It's really just elevating the bar.
It's both.
Yeah, both. There you go. Yeah. Who wouldn't want that? All right, Leigh, thank you so much.
Thanks.